Hey everybody, let's check out multi-night sessions. I want to show you how to go into Nina and pull up your last night's session and get lined and rotated. Or it could be last year's session. If you want to add more data to a project year after year, this is how you do it. I'll show you the way I go about it. So my name is Doug. This is Astro AF. So I got through all my setup there, and anyway, it is kind of a questionable night tonight. I think it's going to be good enough to go ahead and get through this video. I don't know if I'll actually get any imaging in or not. The scene is pretty poor, so but we'll see. I've got some stars, and that's all I really need right now to illustrate what it is that I'd like to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here in Nina first, and then we'll go over and try In SharpCap. Now, I actually haven't done this in SharpCap before, and I was really interested in how it works. So it'll be kind of like going through and learning together on this one, I think. I did take a look at and review the Align by Image tool, which is what we're going to need here. I just haven't been through the process yet. So we'll go through that and see if we run into any problems or how it works, and should be interesting to have a look at it. So earlier this last week, Rich over at Deep Space Astro did a video on multi-night sessions, which has made me think after I watched that I would like to talk to you about how I set up for my multi-night, and not my processing or anything. This is all about capturing and how I align from night to night. And in Nina, I do it in my session. I don't normally use my images unless I'm coming back after a time where I've made big changes to the scope or the image train and rotation and things like that, and a lot of time has passed and I'm coming back to revisit a target. So that's the scenario that I wanted to kind of cover tonight. But for those of you who are interested in doing multi-night sessions but really haven't, because you're moving a lot around and a lot and everything, and you haven't really been combining data, well, this is intended to help you. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so over here in Nina, I just got done all my alignment. I'm in pretty decent focus right now, and I've got some stars in the sky, so that's all I need. So normally, and I have a video about this, but normally I will go into the framing assist wizard here and pull up my target. So let's pretending it's my first night. I would come in here and I would pull up the target that I'm interested in, and I'd go ahead and slew in center, which is what I've done here. And I'm on Barnard 13, which has been my current target for the last week or so. But I wasn't happy with this framing, so I actually changed it. So this is not the framing of my images. And so what I would do in order to get framed up again on a session that I've already taken is I would head over here, and rather than choosing coordinates from the offline sky map here, I would go to File, and then I would load a file. So I'll load an image, and then I get to go browse for it. So I'll go over and I'll go to a previous session. And so this could be any session from the night before or last year, whatever the case may be. And I can go back to December 11th if I want. What is it today? Today's the 22nd. Hey, and Merry Christmas to everybody, or Happy Holidays if you don't observe Christmas. I hope you are enjoying your holidays and get an opportunity to spend time with those that you love. So yeah, anyway, back to choosing. So I'll just go to my luminance file, and I'll choose a luminance from one of my nights here, and I'll open that. And so I'm going to use the plate solver for this. And so it'll load my image and plate solve it. Now over here on the right, notice where I'm at, because once we get done solving and I slew, it's going to load my image here now. All right, so there's my image. And then I'm going to slew and center on that image now. And so the scope is actually moving, and we're going to go ahead and get on target. This is aligning to my image. So it's place solving the image that I already took. So the way that this might work is on your first night, you go ahead and do your framing and everything, get it set up, and then you start taking your images in your session. When you want to come back, you grab one of those images. Make sure it's a good one that has stars in it, that it's not cloudy, and an image that'll plate solve. And then, okay, so this plate solved, and we were able to slew and center. So I need to determine my rotation from camera, okay? And so let's say it's been a while and I have actually, moved my camera, I've rotated and things like that. So I can check my rotation using determine rotation from camera. So it'll solve again and it will take a look, and it did. It took a look at the rotation from the camera. So now if I go back to the offline sky map and load Barnard 13 again. And I'm not going to slew, I'm just going to load the image. So now you can see my framing has moved, where before my center of scope, which is this yellow reticle right here, was over on this side of this dark nebula. So now I'm into my framing. This is what I was looking. So I've got these different LDN objects here, and I've got Barnard 13 framing with, I'm actually not sure what star that is. I'll need to look it up. But this was my framing. So now I'm actually on target and rotation, because I didn't have to rotate my camera because I was already rotated where it should be. Now, if I wasn't already rotated where I should be, then it would have given me instructions as to how many degrees I need to turn my camera, whether it be counterclockwise or clockwise, so that I can move my camera and rotate it into position. So that is a fiddly process. And what happens is you get a window that pops up that tells you how many degrees you need to rotate. I rotate manually. I don't have an electronic rotator. So if you had an electronic rotator, it would automatically rotate those degrees for you. In the case of my manual rotator, I have one on my other scope, which has degrees on it, which is really, really nice. And so I can rotate the number of degrees that it tells me. On my SCT that's out there, I do not have those degrees, so it's kind of by feel. I rotate at the OAG, which has thumb screws on the OAG, and then rotate the assembly so that I can get on alignment. So yeah, anyway, that fiddly process, I go through that and rotate until I have mine set to be acceptable within 0.5 arc seconds. Some people say, 1 arc second is fine. For me, I don't find it too hard to get to 0.5 arc seconds, so I can do that in 2 or 3 tries. And every time I make a rotation and I tighten it up, I go back to the rotate tool, I have it take another image and measure it, it plate solves it, and then it tells me what my correction needs to be, or if I'm within tolerances. And once I'm within tolerances, it gives me the okay, and I can go ahead and move on from there. So that's pretty much rotating. At this point, I could go ahead and here in Nina, I could add target to my target list. If I had a sequence up, like my default sequence or something like that, my template, then it would give me the option to go ahead and load into the sequence. So with that, that's pretty much Nina in a nutshell for how you go ahead and get aligned to a previous night. And obviously, that's kind of a quick run through. You need to try and go through the process. And then, certainly leave me a comment if you have any questions or anything like that. Reach out over in the Discord, links down in the description. Be glad to help. So just let me know if this is something that you're trying to figure out and would like some help with it. I'm certainly happy to. Okay, I'm going to go and cancel this now. And so I'm going to disconnect from all my devices. All right. And I'm going to close Nina. And PhD 2, I think I can probably leave it open. And then I'm going to go up here to SharpCap. Let's take a look and see what this process looks like in SharpCap. Now, since it's already connected, I don't know if I may have wanted to turn everything off, but we'll see how it does. So I'll go ahead and connect to my camera. And as long as I get connected to the mount here and the camera, I think we're going to be good. And it looks like I am. So here in the tools, I know there's a tool which is Goto Image here. And this is the one that I'm interested in. And so then I want to go ahead and load a target image. And actually what I should do, let's go somewhere else. Actually, I'm going to park the scope so that I am pointed elsewhere. And then we can verify that we get back on target again. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll park to home position. Yeah, that way, because I was already pointing at the target that I'm going to go to, so it wouldn't be much of a demonstration of it working if we were already pointed at it, right? All right, so while that's parking, I'm going to go look up that image, and we'll go back over here. Let's see, I want to be in my sessions. We'll go back to that luminance file. We'll just load the same one. All right. And so I have a manual rotator. So let's see what this does. This is going to let me select it, refine position using plate solve and resyncing the Goto. Yes. So it's not allowing me to select use rotator, and that's because I don't have an electronic rotator. I thought it was going to let me use my manual rotator, though. All right, so I am parked, so I'm going to go ahead and unpark. I'll go over here and unpark. Okay, and then I'm going to start this. So it's loading the frame and it's solving it. All right, so far so good. So we're slewing to target. All right, failed due to solve and sync procedure failed. I wonder if clouds came in. Hang on a second. No, this looks okay. So I think we slewed. I'm going to go ahead and try it again. I wonder if maybe that it failed the plate solve frame from the camera. So let me see. Perhaps I need to make sure that I have my camera settings correct. That might have been it. Yeah, I bet you it is. Yeah. Let's go to fits image. Yep, that was my bad, I think, just because I didn't have my camera set up. And we'll go to bin 1. Okay. And exposure will be like 5 seconds. Yeah, that should be fine. And gain would be, we'll go to 120. Close enough. All right, let's see if that works. And I'm sorry, I don't use SharpCap for DSO. And actually, I'd like to do it some more because I really like SharpCap. I use SharpCap for my solar system, planetary stuff, and it's been fantastic. I know I have some friends who use SharpCap and had asked me about multi-night sessions and being able to accumulate data, especially if you're in a higher light pollution area where you really need to, because you really can't get enough data in one night to swamp out the noise. So, usually here I'm in Bortle 6, it'll take me at least a couple nights, a couple good nights, and I usually try to get 3 or 4 good nights on a target. That seems to work best for me in my sky conditions. All right, let's see if this worked this time. I think it was just my camera settings. Cross your fingers. All right, we're going to try that again. And let's see, I want to set this to about, we'll set that to 5 seconds. And we'll go ahead and try this again. So go to Image and go ahead and start. All right, so it was successfully plate solved my image. So now we're going to get a frame from the camera and it's plate solving that. Well, it seems to be taking an inordinate amount of time. And I'm not sure if I'm not set up correctly or what the problem could be here. That all looks good on the camera. So this isn't going to let me move. I think I can see a star just off to the side here. And Goto Image failed. Yeah, not plate solving my image. Let me try a different image. Actually, real quick, let me just look. So this is live view right now. Quick capture. And this should be live view here, and it looks pretty dark. Perhaps, so exposure at 5 seconds is what I was doing before. And gain at 120. Like if I turn that gain up, is it just because it's too dark? Let's go look over and see if clouds came in. Yeah, we've got some clouds, but I'm still seeing some stars here that we should be able to resolve some stars. Yeah, I think that's the deal, is that my camera configuration here in SharpCap, I am not seeing any stars in my images. So let's bump this up maybe to about 7 seconds. I've got the gain up. Yeah, the histogram looks like it's really low here. So maybe I'll bump this gain up. I don't care about noise right now. Just see if we get some stars. Okay, is that a star? Yeah. I wonder if the gain settings in, let's try auto. Okay, there's stars. All right, let's try this again. I think that whatever the setting, it's got my gain set at like 400. I don't know why. Maybe SharpCap is different in that way. So let's go ahead and do this again. I think we'll probably succeed this time. So I'll go to Image, and we grab that image, and we'll go ahead and start. Yeah, it failed again. I can't set the gain any higher. So I'll try bumping up the exposure to like 10 seconds. And let's or just maybe 12 seconds. And let's wait for an exposure and take a look and make sure we're seeing some decent stars in the captured image. Okay, we've got stars. Lots of stars. Okay, so let's go ahead and try again. I want to go back to that first image. So I know that that's the one I chose in Nina. All right, let's try this again. It failed again. So it is not matching any stars in the database. Let me so I don't know. I mean, I'm in pretty decent focus, and we've got what should be plenty of stars. I don't know why it's not solving. All right, so I'm going to leave it to the community. You guys let me know how I can get Goto Image working in SharpCap. So I'm kind of stumped right now as to why it won't plate solve my image. So there's no problems with the image. It's plate solving my image from the other night, but it's not plate solving my image that it's taking to match and synchronize the telescope with. So must be some setting in my camera, but it looks like I'm getting a decent shot and the stars look good. And I've got plenty of stars in the sky. So yeah, I'm kind of stumped. I don't know why. So anyway, let me know. And if you can help me out on that, that'd be great. And, always looking forward to learning something from someone else as well. So anyway, thanks very much. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So my name is Doug. And this is Astro AF.